Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. We got a great show today. And before we get into the show, we're enjoying some great early fall weather.
It is wonderful. It is perfect, and not too long in the future is going to be the changing colors of the leaves.
You are correct, and I know you always get excited about riding around looking at the colors, and I'm always thinking about those leaves are going to fall and somebody's got to rake them.
Yes, but it's exercise.
That is correct. We've got a great show. Some of the things we're going to be talking about is a segment we did with MSD. Also, we checked in on a new business called Tantalum that talks about employee benefits and much, much more. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
So Denise, as always, you had an opportunity to catch up with MSD, so tell us what's going on.
Yes, as you know, MSD offers the services for our community, and also the bill with MSD with the wastewater portion is tied in with water company. But this segment is going to talk about the different many ways that they offer assistance with those bills to help those who qualify. So let's just take a look. So I'm here to do another segment with MSD because MSD offers our safe, clean waterways. But today's subject is pretty important because we're going to be talking about your water bill and also some of the assistance programs that go along with it to help you. And it's a program altogether, and it's called ERAP. But we're going to explain that a little bit better because I'm introducing you to Mr. Tony Parrott, the Executive Director of MSD. And Tony, once again, welcome.
Thank you for having us on Urban Lifestyles.
Thank you. This is a very important subject for me personally because I know we all get a water bill, and I know there's different components to it, and the breakdown of it, sometimes I don't understand.
Well, you know, our water bill, you know, the services that MSD provides, first of all, people need to understand that we are 3 utilities in one. So we provide wastewater services, stormwater and drainage services, and also flood protection. The water company, Louisville Water Company, does the billing for MSD. So when you get your water bill, the MSD portion appears to be larger because we're providing 3 distinct services on that bill. And you know, we recognize that, you know, everybody doesn't want to pay for increased cost in water or wastewater or drinking water services. But we recognize that, and we want to make sure that every year we are programming in funding in our budget to support our customer assistance programs. And at MSD, we actually have 2 distinct programs that are available for residents to take advantage of. And we're getting ready to kick off this year's funding for our senior citizens discount program. And also our emergency wastewater rate assistance program. Both of those programs are designed for those folks that meet the criteria to receive a 30% reduction in their monthly bill once they are qualified and a part of our program. So we want to continue to support customer assistance, and it is a program that supports those that are low-income residents, both senior citizens and under the wastewater assistance program. In addition to that, we also provide services or funding to the Louisville Water Foundation, which funds go to the community ministries for folks that want to go through that process to get one-time funding to assist with their bill. Excellent. But our programs here at MSD, our senior citizen discount program and our what we call our ERAP program, are specifically designed to help those that meet low-income guidelines and can receive a 30% discount in their bill. So we think it is something that is necessary, and it is something that we, again, ask our board to approve as a part of our budget process.
Excellent. I'm just sitting here and I'm just listening to this because, again, it's necessary and essential what MSD does and provides for us, and now the programs that MSD is coming up with for approval to help everybody in the community. So how does it work, and how, for people looking who in-house, how does all this come together?
Well, joining us today is Gisette Borges, who is our Revenue and Collections Manager. And Gisette is responsible for all of those programs and administering those. So we'll let her answer those questions.
Okay, so welcome, Gisette. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for
Good.
having me.
You're bringing a lot of great things to help people. So let's hear about that, the ERAP and all.
Sure. We do offer a senior discount. We've offered that for years, since 2007. That's for 65 and older with a 35,000 or less income, household income. But our main focus is to try to bring in the customers that are financially in need of help on their sewer portion of the bill, of the water bill. And that's our ERAP program. It is offered 30% discount on the sewer wastewater portion of the bill.
So I want to ask a really important question, Gisette. How do people qualify for these discounts in the program?
For the ERAP program, it's a total household members and their total household income at 150% federal poverty level. All they have to do is just supply their income and how many people are in the household along with the application, either online, they can mail it, or they can go to the Office of Resilience to submit it there.
So Gisette, how many people get to benefit from this program?
So last year it was up to 2,500 participants. This year we have increased it to 3,000 participants.
This is wonderful. This is information I think a lot of people need to know, didn't know, so we're getting the word out and in regards to the process that's required to do this. So you mentioned that this has been going on since 2007?
Senior discount since 2007, and that's an ongoing one. The ERAP, when they apply for that, that's a yearly, so every year they will have to reapply for that. So open applications start November 1st, and it goes through October 31st of 2024, and they'll have to reapply.
Wonderful. So on that note, we bring this all together. What else is it that you want the public and our community to know?
You know, the one thing that I think is important for the public to know is that we're trying to continue our partnerships, not only with the Louisville Water Company, but our partnerships with the Metro Department of Community Resiliency to create sort of a one-stop shop when it comes to folks that are certified and registered for the LIHEAP program, which is funding sources for their heat in the wintertime.
Wow.
Earlier this year, there was a lot of money that came from the federal government under the, we call it LIWAP program. And so we worked with Community Resiliency to administer not only the funding available for LIHEAP, but the funding that was available for LIWAP. And we are hoping that the federal government continues to put more money into the low-income water rate assistance program, because that only enhances the programs that we already have here at MSD. So talk to your congressman, talk to your senator to make sure that Congress is funding the LIWAP program on a permanent basis, just like LIHEAP for heat. And we will continue to work with Community Resiliency for a one-stop program to get that funding out to people who need it. And for our programs, we encourage folks to go on to our MSD website, and you can register for assistance under the Emergency Rate Assistance Program, under the Senior Citizens Discount Program. And in addition to that, you can also work with us and the Louisville Water Foundation if you want to get one-time assistance through the Community Ministries Program, which is funded through the foundation by Louisville MSD and by Louisville Water.
Wow.
So Denise, that's great information. Always wonderful catching up with Tony Parrott. And the main thing that you need to do is go to the site for more information.
Yes. And to see, how you meet the criteria to get the assistance.
We'll take another break and back with more.
It's Time to crack an egg.
Easy, any style egg works.
Or smile.
Well done. This looks great.
Time to share a story.
A great way to start our discussion.
With old friends or new ones.
When you're a caregiver.
Time to breathe in.
Out loud. Good job.
Then let it all out. It's never been easier to connect, learn, and have fun.
Cheers.
So let's do it together. Come find us at aarp.org/.
There's a new business in town, and it's African American owned, and it's one that's dealing with employee benefits. So take a look at this. Well, as you know, on Urban Lifestyles, we always like to feature new businesses in our community, and especially those that are African American run. So we're here with a new business that's opening up, and I'm going to look at the card to make sure that I get it right. It's Tantalum, which is Tantalum Partners, and I'm here with Daryl Fuller, who is the president and partner, and Brandon L. Thomas, who is the director of business development and also a partner. So first of all, welcome to Urban Lifestyles.
Thank you, Max. It's a pleasure to be here.
And Brandon, I met you the other day, found out everything that you all did. So looking forward to sharing your message with the show. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to this point.
Sure. So I've been in the business a long time, 15 years. We were just talking about that earlier today, how long I've been in the business. Daryl and I have been in the employee benefits space together for about 6 years and had never heard of each other, which was kind of shocking because there's so few of us in the business in the state of Kentucky. So we had lunch a few weeks ago. It seemed like a great fit for the two of us to partner together. And here we are today, 3 weeks later, at Tantalum Partners, trying to do something different.
And I have to admit, 3 weeks later, you went from a conversation to bricks and mortar space, so you all obviously move very fast. Daryl, I've been knowing you forever. So what made you decide to take the leap to get back into the business?
Yeah, really, Max, it seems like it's been a long journey. I've been in this business for about 30 years. What I got out of it for a few years, but honestly, there's a gap in this industry where there really has not been the type of minority representation that I thought was necessary, and I've heard a lot of about that missing element, and it made me decide that I want to take a look at it. I think times have changed. Employers are getting more diverse in their employee base, and so some of the solutions that we like to bring to the table kind of address the culture that we think needs to be addressed as far as diversity. So it really gives us an opportunity to find out what it is that these employers want to do, not just from insurance standpoint, but really about their culture and addressing the diversity that's the new landscape of today.
And Brandon, when you're looking at the culture and the diversity, what do you think are some of the key factors that are out there that are really of top of mind for businesses and employees in general?
Wow. So things that are top of mind, really mental health. We all lived through the pandemic. We've all lived through Breonna Taylor here in Louisville. So mental health is definitely top of mind. Many of us are carrying around more than we would care to admit that we're carrying around. But also in our community, we have such high propensities for diabetes and high blood pressure. And if you are offering an employee benefits plan and you're not addressing those three minor, easy fixes, then you're doing yourself and your employee population a disservice.
And when you're looking at employee services and the industry as a whole, what do you think is going to be that tipping factor to get businesses to look at you all for their new carrier?
I think that one of the things that we've kind of adopted as our theme is looking at the entire population. So again, when I talk about that there's more diversity in the workplace than there's ever been before, it's when you're looking at your entire population, it's not just about addressing the needs of the majority, but it really is about everybody. So we kind of think that the tipping point is going to be, what are the things that you have that are going to address, as Brandon said, mental health for African Americans, or whether it's you have plans that are looking at school choices or supporting college tuition relief, healthy lifestyles, all of those things. And those are things that in the past weren't looked at as closely because the majority of the population really drove what decisions the employers make. But because that minority group is a growing part of the population,
So, Daryl, as we're wrapping up, what's the message that you would like to get out there to potential clients?
Well, Max, I'm glad you asked that. As Brandon alluded to earlier, this may be a new enterprise, but we're not new to the business. Between the two of us, we have probably close to 40 years of experience. So we've done business with businesses from 2 to several thousand. And I think what we want is to say that if you're a business owner and you're looking for a new approach, something that's more of a holistic approach to how you do your employee benefits, looking at some of the things as your business is becoming more diverse, or solutions out there that maybe you haven't heard before. We want to bring those kinds of things to the table, and honestly, our experience will, I think, help us to show you not just what's out there currently, but what's even next on the horizon.
It's great what Daryl and Brandon are doing. I think it's really a kind of like a meshing of the minds. You got together over 35 years of experience, and they're bringing a much-needed product to the community.
And I love because it's going to benefit greatly.
You are correct. We'll take another break and back with more.
The morning ride. Get the keys, let's go! Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Bill's #1 for hip-hop.
Early in the morning.
96 point.
Well, Denise, you had an opportunity to catch up with Middle of Town Cycling, and what do you have for us today?
This is going to be talking about safety, a much needed accessory. So let's just take a look. Okay, so I'm smiling because I'm here at Middle of Town Cycling. This is always a fun segment to do because I'm always learning something about biking. This is a great time of year to bike, and there are a lot of things that you need to know about biking, and one of them is big time safety. So I'm here again with Miss Nira. Nira, welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
So let's talk about the importance of helmets. There's an assortment of them, the right fit and all that.
Yeah, so helmet, if you look back like 20 years ago, there are people who didn't wear helmets and didn't think helmets were very popular back then. But as there are more people on the streets, more people on the roads, distracted drivers, it's just an added layer of protection. And I think that the brain, your head is pretty important, and it's a good idea to spend a few dollars to keep it safe.
Because if you take a tumble on the bike and you hit the pavement, head injury is not going to be good. But sometimes I've had 2 different types of helmets, and for me it was about style. But is there something more about in regards to style versus safety versus the type of riding you're doing and ergonomics and all that?
Yes, so as helmets have evolved and there's more technology that's been done, you've moved from the regular Department of Transportation safety standards to companies going a distance further to make them even more safe. And then, of course, style, like you mentioned, you picked a helmet because you liked the way it looked. As long as it's protecting you and it's the right kind of helmet and it fits you correctly and it's been fitted to you correctly, you can buy a helmet for $40 or you can buy a helmet for $400. So that's how much helmet technology has improved. All right, so for example, this particular helmet here has what they call a MIPS technology, which is a multi-impact positional system. So basically, this actually started, people started wearing these in helmets for football players. So basically, when you do fall or take a tumble or get hit, the impact doesn't just stay here, it kind of dissipates. And so that's the whole purpose of it. Over a period of time, this is a patented technology that can be used in multiple different brands. However, certain brands, for example, this particular brand has another system here called the Kinetic Core. And if you look, there's basically like pillar looking things. And what that does is once those collapses, once you get a tumble, it's not useful anymore. So those are the kind of things that safety-wise is evolved over the years. Again, like the style of helmet is a more urban helmet. It's just for like families just going out on a simple bike ride. So it's a little bit heavier, but it does come with bug nets and stuff like that. It's fairly ventilated, so that's good. But then you look into certain mountain bike helmets, for example, something like this. It kind of goes down further at the back of your nape a little bit. So when people do mountain biking, they take more of a severe hit. Not that road people who ride on the road. But it just has, if you look at it, the holes are a lot bigger. It's a much lighter helmet. It does have a lot of a visor here to help from the sun and take that front impact. Yeah. And then we have this, which is kind of like the top of the line. Like I said, it still has the safety things that it needs, but it's a very lightweight helmet. And now this has the bells and whistles. It's got leather straps, and it says it's made in Italy. So these are the kind of things that people like the way it looks, but overall safety is definitely going to be the first and foremost priority for a lot of people.
I think anytime you're riding a bike safety is so important, and I think Middle of Town Cycling does a great job in terms of keeping people aware and informed.
They do. And so now when I'm out, I always notice those bike riders without helmets. And now we know why it's so important that you must wear a helmet.
Yes, please put on a helmet. We'll take another break and back with more.
It's gonna be the morning ride. Let's go! Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Ville's #1 for hip hop.
Early in the morning.
96 point.
As always, we like to bring you a segment that we really enjoy. It's called Louisville Water Company Heroes. Take a look.
My name is Herbert Johnson III. I'm a design drafter here at the Louisville Water Company. I've been here 2 years. My role in the company is the engineer. They'll go out and engineer the job, and they'll bring it back to us. Then we'll draft it up for them. We'll get the markups, the red lines, and hopefully it'll get back to the engineer, and then go out to construction, to the field, and they'll start building the job out and getting water to the communities out in the neighborhood. That's actually one of the most satisfying parts of drafting, like seeing it on paper. Like sometimes you'll go out to the field and you'll see the construction going on, and you'll look at your drawing and say, okay, this is going good, and actually seeing it work is the most satisfying part of the job. That's why one of the reasons why I got into drafting. And I would say get your interest in what you want to do, go to school and work hard at it and get your experience and apply. So when I travel out of town, I take like my own little container of water, because I just never know what kind of water I'm going to get where I'm going at, so I do a lot.
So can you tell us the secret?
No, I can't tell you the secret.
Can't tell us.
I don't even know the secret. So.
The water company, you think of them as and other public utilities, but they really stand out because their employees are just so engaged in the community.
Yes, they are. And speaking of standing out, let's see what Tyler has for this week's episode of My Swaggy Wag.
Hello, it's Tyler here, back with another edition of My Swaggy Wag. And today, if you can't tell, it's all about fall vibes. We are stepping in to the fall, autumn, whatever you want to call it. And I'm talking about all the trends that you need to be focused on to blend your summer to the fall looks and keep your pieces in rotation. It's all about the rotation.
First up on the fall rotation are flat shoes. You can get these in all types of colors and textures, pointed toe, rounded toe, or even peep toe. But flat shoes are definitely a must for this fall season. Then next up on rotation is a clog or a mule, whatever you want to call it. Again, in any color, but make sure you get yourself a mule. Slingback, pointed toe, metallics, they all are wins. Next is the metallics. We love metallics, still going with the silver. It's a carryover from fall and something you can keep in rotation. These metallic boots I got from Amazon, and they are linked on my Amazon store on my Instagram page at MySwaggyWag. In addition to the metallic boots, we also are really into denim. Short, tall, over the knee, make your boots in denim. Now, what I started talking about in the top of the video were chunky sweaters. Go with bold designs, off the shoulder, lightweight, contrast, and I really love a lot of detail either around the collar or the sleeve. This one is also from Amazon and I bought it in blue. As you can see here, it was perfect, true to size, soft material, and it really just helped me achieve a very stylish look for that day. Another thing that we can't forget about when we're talking about chunky sweaters are the chunky sweater dress and sweater dusters. These would look perfect with those flats or the heels or boots. These are items that you can keep in rotation, switch around, and either go casual or elevate your look right to the top.
I hope that gave you some inspo and some direction as you go into the fall season. Like I said, chunky sweaters, sweater dresses, of course a leather jacket. That'll take you all the way through this season and into the next with really seamless versatility. I'd love to see your looks. If you get a chunky sweater on or a chunky sweater dress, tag me at my swaggy wag. I want to see your looks. I want to see how you're styling it and putting your pieces together. See you next time.
Tyler always puts a smile on my face because she's always doing something that's unique, and that's Tyler.
And I learn every time because she's just that creative and that good.
Yeah, you know, we're into the fall of the year, so we know that the big talk is football.
Yes, it is.
And people were talking about Deion Sanders, his 3 wins, his 1 loss, but you have to give this man his props because he has really made a difference in Colorado.
Yeah, he's doing great things. And when I watched that segment, the series about his program, that was very informative, and I was very impressed.
Yeah, definitely so. And speaking of football, we're also, even though we're huge Cardinal fans, we're now North Carolina fans, and both of them are 4-0, and we wish all the schools that are playing in Kentucky, and of course North Carolina as well, continued success, right?
Absolutely.
And you know what? I think that's our show.
Oh, and that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyles.
Bye-bye.
And remember to take the shot and vote.